Hello and welcome back to Design of Dark Souls 2. Almost forgot what I'm recording here. And today we are going to have a look at Heide's Tower of Flame over there. I decided not to go to the Lost Bastille quite yet, after the... what's it called? Pursuer fight. I will do that in probably 2 more episodes, 2 or 3, who knows. I don't right now. But we're going over there. This area in the water that is quite far away. And we are going to go there fairly quickly. And before we do that, I want to have a look. Right, I have the binoculars equipped. I want to have a look over there. Because let's see, can I zoom a bit? Probably not. Maybe? No, this is not doing anything. No, I can't zoom. But we can... It looks a bit tilted from here. Everything looks a bit tilted to the left. And towards us, I think. Looks a bit odd. And how are we supposed to get there? It's right on the water. We don't have a ship. Well, you will see. If you don't know this game already. It's fairly strange. But keep in mind that's where we want to be. And right, by the way, we were over there in this area here. Fairly low quality, but I think this was the fort. No, I'm quite unsure, but this is probably it. I can't really... I can see a bigger statue over there, but there should be a second one without the sword. I wonder what's over there. Huh. I will have a look at all the NPCs at another time, or at this whole place now that we have access to the mansion and have access to this stupid-ass building here for the blacksmith. But I'm going to wait a little while. Shouldn't be a problem. So we have to go in here in this, again, another weird tunnel. We went into that weird tunnel the last time we wanted to get to the forest. And now we have to go through this tunnel over here. And remember, we want to go back there. It's quite far away, technically, visually at least, from Majula. Here we have a strange platform. This room can definitely rotate, so we can get access to this area. I mean, if this is Demon Souls, we could probably vault through that window. Because in Demon Souls they actually had this mechanic where you can vault over specific areas. I mean, they were hand-picked, but still, there was the ability to vault over certain areas. But yeah, this is Dark Souls 2. At least bar up these windows, please. Put something, or make them even slimmer or something. Now we keep going through a very, very strange tunnel. So far we went down a staircase and a little bit to the right, and then a bit harder to the right. So Majula should be there-ish, in this direction. Then for some reason there is this staircase winding down. I would like to see this in the model viewer, or not model viewer, but in the world viewer. All of a sudden we hear water in the background. But like, it's kind of hard to notice where Majula started, in what direction, because of this staircase. It's disorientating or whatever. This way. Okay. I'm trying to keep track of it. Should be like back there now. I want to know if we go towards Majula or... No, I can't. Like, in what direction is Majula now? The staircase is fucking with my head. Is it in this direction, or what direction? Because it feels like we shouldn't be very far away from Majula right now, right? It's just... It's not even a long walk. And then we have this strange area which resembles a draining channel, whatever, or maybe the sewer system. Kind of hard to guess. And it stops right there. Why not put a... So weird. But yeah, the way to open this, similar to the other area. And these feel like they have a few spots like these where you have a gate or a door or something that opens and then closes again at some point. And it always... They probably do this so they can unload the area that is behind that door. It closes at some point. And we could reopen it from where? From up here, probably. Yeah, there. There's the thingy. It closes right now. But that's not where we want to go, right? I want to keep going. Just some randomest loot here for some reason. I'm wondering who lights these torches. Because at some point they should go out. Should be completely dark in here. And then all of a sudden we are in Heide's Tower of Flame. In the middle of the water. And we can actually see some other places here. Some weird ruins over there. Some other weird ruins over there. And all around us are ruins, I guess. And all of a sudden this place doesn't feel as tilted as before. At least not the cathedral over there. But other than the way of how we got here, it feels pretty nice. A bit strange that it's still fairly deep. Like, it doesn't feel like that this place should be underwater. Like, this is as deep as we can go down. This should still be above the water level, I feel like. Because if we have a look from... If we have a look from down or up here to the water level, it looks a bit deeper. And let's just ignore this random ass flame in the fire, in the water there. That's failed reflection. But other than that, this area looks pretty. A bit unrealistic, but looks good nonetheless. Especially the sky where we can see the stars. Looks kind of magical, right? We have some passive enemies over here. As you can see, I can lock onto them. But they're not attacking me. They only attack right now when I'm going to attack them. And these enemies are very weird. Let's have a look at their movements, because these movements feel out of place, really. These are fine, but this one, for example, what is this move? What is he doing? Is he dancing or something? Then he has a different move when you're getting a bit further away. First of all, his movement is all fucked up. Let's see. I want to do the move that I mean. No. Come on. Kinda underwhelming. Maybe with the next one. The armor set is pretty cool, you can farm it here, but... They feel like remnants of the past, so to speak, and I'm talking about newer enemies and older enemies, and they feel like they've been in the game files for a long time. Then we have these biggest constructs. They feel somewhat newer to me. And I wonder, are these supposed to be humanoids, or are these machines, basically, or golems? Because the Souls games like to play with character sizes a lot. For example, if you remember Gwyn, he was a god, or the god of the god race. He was a bit taller than a normal human, and like everyone, it's so strange. Everything varies in size. Even Vendrick in this game is bigger. But then I wonder, if you're building a castle for someone like Vendrick, do you make everything bigger? Because he is quite the large dude. Or do you build it for humans? Then how awkward would that be? Imagine having a banquet, right, where you're sitting at the head of the table as the king or whatnot, and then your part of the table needs to be a bit higher up, otherwise you can't, and your chair of course needs to be higher up, and then if you have humans or human-sized people sitting at the table, either they need to have comically large or elevated chairs so they can actually sit at the table, or their part of the table needs to be lower. It's kind of weird, the whole thing. But here we have our first bonfire. A fairly strange location, because we are at a fairly natural looking rock formation right here. And then we have these streets, or it's kind of hard to see what this is. Like, what is this part supposed to be? That over there is quite easy, right? This is supposed to be a cathedral. It's called Cathedral of the Blue, I think. This is their cathedral. Fairly easy to understand, even with a drawbridge. But what is this building in front of the cathedral? It has windows, so can you go in there? Or is it just for the looks? Similar to these walkways over there. Do they serve a purpose? Like, are they also buildings that you can go into? And this whole structure for me is a question mark, because here we have a lighthouse, I guess. So that, I mean, it's called Heide's Tower of Flame. This is the Tower of Flame, obviously, but it feels like a lighthouse, really. So that ships don't crash on the nearby rocks, or so that ships even notice something here, because it's fairly hard to see in the dark without lights. That's why lighthouses exist, right? To warn ships that there are possibly rocks, or that there is an obstacle in the way. Usually, I mean, it's quite romantic, really, with all the water and with the sun here. It looks quite nice, but I'm questioning the usefulness of this place and the purpose. And this is what is losing me a little bit, making this whole place a bit hard to believe. If you have a lot of assets, a lot of stuff that is visible to the player, but it serves seemingly no purpose. I mean, a cathedral has a purpose, but what is this? Is it part of a temple, or is it just a structure? Is this where people lived, or is it just a worship place, or what is this? And why is it on the water, and who built this shit? How are you building something like this in the middle of the ocean. Fairly close to the shoreline, sure, but it's still, like, how deep is this shit? How do you place it underwater? Is it due to magic? Can you do stuff like this with magic? Can you build a place like this with magic? Then why is my magic so weak compared to this? Like, imagine building a whole place like this. That magic should be extremely strong, and then I have just small pew-pew, big pew-pew, spinning pew-pew. Like, why is my magic so boring compared to this? You know? Like... let's see, here we have another guy. And these are called Heide Knights. So they seemingly belong here. But come on, do your special attack, please. Yeah, where the sword rises and then he rushes forward. That's such a weird attack. Like, these characters are so weird. And they don't feel like the moveset doesn't feel like it fits into this game. And the way they move also is a bit stiff. Then this ghostly breathing that comes out of their character. At least you can hit them while they're on the ground. I missed that feature in a few Souls games. And of course these big ass knights. And honestly, these guardians, let's call them guardians. I think they're also called guardians. They're way easier to fight than the small ones. The small ones are harder. They hit harder. They take more hits, usually. If you're struggling with this area, go to the blacksmith and get yourself a mace. Because all these big as knights are weak to blunt damage. And also... oh, let me grab this. The way you want to fight these sword and shield dudes is fairly easy. You can literally just circle around them. They do their 3-hit combo, and sometimes they fall down. But after they do their 3rd hit, you can basically kill them with the mace instantaneously. Like with 3 hits or so, I think. Maybe I'm wrong, but... this one is the weakest of all. The one in the middle. And this encounter is strange, and this building is also strange. And we have windows there. Oh, I triggered the fight. Whoops. Let's talk about him first. Like, his attacks are predictable, even though, as you can see, the animations are a bit abrupt after an attack, where he twitches back into place for his new animation, so the animations aren't really as smooth. Sometimes they are, but like this, for example, that looks weird. Where he needs to assume his default positioning. But he's very slow. They slow down their attacks tremendously for this area. There are also stronger versions in the game with a slightly different armor set, and they have sped up motions. But as you can see, I killed this one with 2 hits. Now the other ones will come, so be a bit careful here. But as you can see, you need to be careful not to get hit with the second one. They take 3 hits. These were 3 heavy hits, so the one with the 2-handed sword is quite weak. And as you could see, this lever got raised once I killed the 2 dudes or the middle one, I can't remember. Same should be the case with this dude over here. This platform or this thing should also raise. Is it bugged? It's not coming out. Is the dude dead? Should be dead. Maybe not. Who cares? But what you can do is, when you pull the lever, you see this platform down there? Why is there no boss? From where can I see him? You can see him behind the building there. In this building is a boss, and this is the boss arena, and by pulling the lever you can raise the platform and make it bigger. But if you're doing that, you're technically making the fight a bit harder, because you can cheese him. You can make him fall off the platform, as you've seen with this dude over here. He fell off the platform. If you want to know how that works, just watch a few YouTube videos. It's common knowledge. There are tons of videos showcasing that. But yeah, what is this place? We have these very fancy windows, like you see in churches and cathedrals, similar to probably the windows over there. Nope, they look fairly normal. Maybe when we're inside, who knows. But yeah, nothing there is just nothing here. It's empty. It's just an empty space. And then you have these doorways where there isn't even a door inside. So you have windows, but then you only have a gateway like this. This place feels too empty to me. It feels way too empty. And then here, is there supposed to be the railing? Is it supposed to link up to this? This place is unbelievable to me, due to that. That's sadly the problem with a lot of Dark Souls places. Even in Elden Ring, there were places where it's like, what's the purpose of this thing? And I honestly don't know how hard it is to build an area, right? I haven't worked on any games yet. I hope I'm getting there someday. But I don't know how hard it is to design a world that is believable, but it shouldn't be that hard. If you know what you're doing, if you know that that is the goal, to make it believable. If it's not the goal, then sure, you get something like this, which it looks amazing. It's a breathtaking place, but if you're looking too close like me right now, then it's all falling apart. But that's what I like to do. I like to look at things too close, so that they fall apart. And again, what is this? Is this supposed to be a room here? Why is this here? There are windows. There is an inside of this building. If there's nothing inside of it, if it's just a room, then doesn't that fill with water? Is there a drainage system if it rains or something? Isn't it collecting water until it spills out of these windows? I mean, of course, this place is collapsed. Like, this was way bigger before, but still. Maybe these are just walkways to other pieces of building, but then again, what's the purpose? Is it just there to look good, to be impressive, to be imposing? Or is there a more practical purpose to the place? Let's get rid of these knights. Maybe one of them will drop a piece of armor. That'd be nice. Well, it wouldn't matter, but... yeah, let's get rid of this one. And then over here, this looks dangerous really, right? It looks like this piece of stone would just break when you step onto it. But no, we can just walk over here. I can walk back and forth, and it doesn't matter. It's completely safe. What's in the chest that he's guarding? Ring of Binding, right. What is that doing again? Less hollowing? Yeah, limits HP reduction when hollow. So when you're completely hollow... Let's see, where are my HP? I think your HP are being halved. So that it's at, like literally the half of your HP when you're completely hollow. And this one makes it so that I think your HP are halved to only by a quarter. Or half, yeah, halved by a quarter. What? Only reduced by a quarter instead of halved. That's what I meant to say. Here you have a summon sign, but I wouldn't touch that here. I wouldn't summon this person here because this boss fight is fairly easy. If you cheese him. And even if you don't cheese him, it's also fairly easy. You might wanna, or what I like to do is I like to drag this one up to the next boss fight, because this fairly small area has 2 bosses. Similar to the area we were at before, Forest of Fallen Giants, there are also 2 bosses. But technically there are 3. But that's only later. So let's just go through here. And fight the Dragon Rider. We can't see the health bar right now, but this is the Dragon Rider. Armor set looks fairly cool. But again, this is a bigger person. They're much larger, much taller than the player character. So, is this a human? Is this a god? Is this something in between? What is this? And he's called a Dragon Rider. I would like to see one of them riding a dragon. That would be nice. Because there is a dragon type enemy fairly close. Not really a dragon, but a drake. Well, let's get rid of him here. We will see a few of them in the future, so it doesn't really matter here. Be careful that you're not getting knocked off by this attack, where he slams his halberd to the ground. This one will send you flying. The other ones would just hurt you. But you can simply either block them, and again he's susceptible to circling around. When you circle around his left side to your right, then it's fairly easy to manage your stamina. Occasionally blocking his attacks and taking dealing damage. That's what I mean. Not very hard boss fight. Not at all. Then you have a staircase at the outside. You know, I don't like staircases on the outside if you've been watching my Elden Ring videos. I mean, there isn't even a safety feature in place, so... By the way, what happens if someone goes overboard? If someone falls into the water? Do they have a system to fish them back out, or do they just say, oh, he's dead? Oh, that's not the case. Now we have a bonfire and an NPC. Let's talk to her. Hello.
Are you from these parts? My name is Lycia. I have come to spread the art of miracles, a practice of which I am a disciple. I can see that you are well suited to comprehend their wondrous power. But the cost of it, that's for your heart to decide.
Is it? Let's see. We can buy a Cleric's Sacred Charm, just a regular casting tool. How do I write this? Then a Ring of Prayer, which increases your faith by 5, I think. Or 28,000, that's quite expensive. And then a few miracles. Basically just standard miracles. Heal, med heal, which is I think the same thing, just a bit more health regeneration. Or a stronger version of heal, and then great heal excerpt, which is I think as strong as great heal, but has only one use. Or maybe it's a bit weak, I don't know. Instant heal, instant heal, instant heal, then we have replenishment and resplendent life, which are both HP regenerations, I think. Let's have a look. Slowly restores a large amount of HP, and this one is gradually restores HP. So yeah, I think replenishment restores less health over a longer time, and this one is more health over a shorter time, or something in between. I have no idea. Caressing Prayer heals status ailments like poison. Force, I mean, everyone knows force. It's just pushing enemies away, or staggering them if they can't be pushed right quite now. Fairly fun in PvP if you're trying to knock people off cliffs or something. Lightning Spear. You just throw a lightning spear. Homeward. One of the better miracles, I would say, or better in the sense of usefulness, because it's a homeward bone. You can return to your bonfire. And then Guidance, utterly useless. Especially in offline mode, it makes it so that more messages will appear. Now let's talk to her a little bit.
You deserve to have these, for your faith has truly deepened.
Ah. She gives you her armor set, or her clothing plus a chime if you have enough faith.
Go on and seek greater miracles. With your faith, you deserve no less.
How nice of you.
I'd heard awful rumors about this place, and I'm afraid they were all true.
Oh.
The king, gone. The earth, ravaged. The burden on the people weighs heavy. I fear that, by now, they may have scarce room in their hearts for miracles. Why did I come here? Well... do I need any other reason than to spread the gospel of miracles? My preceptor always said this art should be shared with the world.
Sure.
And such is my only wish.
Well, she's lying.
Sometimes I fight the urge to pack up and go back home. It is... well... I must do this.
How...
And being out here all alone only makes this a more fitting test of my fortitude.
Sure. How would you return home, if I may ask? Can you operate a ship by your own, or do you know how to teleport out of this place?
I expected this cathedral to be bustling, but there's hardly a soul to be found here.
True.
Without any goings-on, I'll have to move soon. To a place I could gull the... sorry. Help the gullible by teaching the good word.
Sure.
I expected this without
Okay.
any... to a place... sorry.
Let's actually buy something. I should have enough souls with me right now. Let's buy all of stuff.
May the power of miracles be with you. Offer your souls to the gods.
No. She basically just wants souls. She likes money. Yeah. Well, let's go back. Let's go back and... If I summon him now... I will do this later. This will be fun. I let him, and I think there's another summon that I can call upon for the next boss. I let the NPCs fight the boss. Let's see if they win. Always fun to make a NPC fight club. But I think now should be the time. Yeah, right. Now is the time, once you kill the Dragon Rider, that these dudes will stand up on their own without being provoked. And usually this encounter is fairly difficult, or is a bit difficult, maybe fairly difficult, who knows? Because they're almost always arriving at the same time. You would think that the Heide Knight is rushing forward, but sometimes he stops and then they're attacking you at the same time. It's a bit tricky. With this encounter, this is a bit of a trap, because over there we can see something, and it's a sleeping dragon, or drake. What we want to do here is we don't want to wake the drake. Don't do that. And here we have a unique Heide Knight with a spear this time. Isn't that amazing? And this one is the hardest one, because his moves are truly... like, they drain a lot of stamina for this early game, and they deal a lot of damage if they hit you. So you want to strafe around him. This would have hit. And you want to try to backstab them, of course. Or parry. But parrying them is a bit harder than just backstabbing them. But yeah, now it's only us and the drake, whatever. Questionable staircase leading to nowhere. Of course, it's broken off, but yeah, where would this thing lead to? It feels strange. This whole place feels a bit unnecessary. What you want to do is sprint straight ahead. He wakes up and he is spitting fire, and you don't want to get hit by that, because this might just kill you. And this is why I didn't summon the NPC right now. It's because of this dragon. The NPC would have triggered the dragon beforehand with the knight, or they would have died to the fire. Give me that. Here we get a nice shield that looks not so nice in my opinion, but it increases the... I think it increases your item find. Is there a stat for that here? Doesn't look like it. Oh man, this inventory, this status screen is a mess. But no, it doesn't look like... no. Play info. No, we don't have that here. Alright, let's switch it to the better looking shield. Don't ask me how pulling this lever is linked to this drawbridge. That looked like it would slam me, but it's not. Like, how is this connected to the bridge? Come on. Like, what mechanism? This needs to go into the water, then be connected to the building from underwater, in order to... oh, maybe it's just magic. It is magic. It's all magic. Nah. It's not magic. Would be magic if you want to make stuff like this, then make it believable. And magic is more believable than mechanism, honestly. But then, if you want to say, oh, it's magic, then make it glow or something. Make it feel like it's magic. Because this feels like a mechanism that is impossible. Let's summon Glencore. Come Masterless Glencore. New character model, or newer character model, like modern character model, let's call it like this. Same as my character. Same as everyone's character. And I'm glad that they added a few more NPC summons to the Skull of the First Sin edition. Makes it more fun in my opinion, because yes, you can play a game like this for difficulty and try to beat every boss without getting hit and without any armor on and whatever you want to do. But for me it's not... I'm not playing this to prove that I'm capable of beating something flawlessly. That's not my goal. And honestly, I don't have the patience to learn a moveset to that extent where I'm doing everything perfectly. That's not my goal, that's not my intention, and I don't have the patience for that. I want to have fun. I like to see NPCs fight. But for some reason I thought there was another one here. Isn't there another summon sign here somewhere? Oh. For some reason I thought there was one. But apparently there is not. Well, Glencore, then I think you have to fight this one or on your own. Until you're dead. What did we get here? Is it another ring? No. I wasn't looking. What was in the chest? I can't... I don't know. I have no idea. Who cares? Doesn't matter. Let's go. Oh, welcome back, Ornstein. Or... what's supposed to be pronounced, I guess, Ornstein. But, well, this is a corrupted version of Dark Souls 1's favorite gank boss fight. Ornstein and Smo. But this time we just have the dragon. What is his name? Ooh, his darkness attacks. Let me quickly... where is it? There. Let me display the HUD. Old Dragon Slayer, right? We have a Dragon Rider and then here's a Dragon Slayer. Doesn't look good for Glencore quite now. Oh, he dodged this one. Oh yeah, heal up while I'm distracting this one. Let's see if he can do it. Probably not, because NPCs are dumb in this game. And I'm basically keeping him alive by taking aggro. Oh, that one. Sadly, the AI isn't as good at dodging. Oh, you don't want to run into this, Glencore. Ah. Maybe you want to take aggro again, make it a bit fairer. Oh, yeah, heal up, good. Ah, he got hit again. His third flask already. I wonder how many they have, the NPCs. Are you going to use that shield at some point? Can you stop focusing me? It's a fight between you two. Come on. Come on now. Oh, you don't want to get hit by that move, that's... Also, you can... fourth one. Yeah, he needs his flasks. I wonder how much HP Glencore has and damage reduction. Because I couldn't tank as many hits. I would have been dead if I would have gotten hit by so many attacks. But yeah, I would like to see a better AI. Almost. But honestly, I tanked a lot. I drew aggro quite a lot. He easily avoidable. Alright. Goodbye, Ornstein. But let's have a look at this weirdest place, because this is a cathedral, right? A place of worship, of communion, stuff like this. Biggest cathedral. A very high room, but it's empty. Why is there a doorway over there? Like, isn't there supposed to be a podium or something where someone can speak? Look where all the benches are. Like, they're on the side, you're looking at the wall. What kind of cathedral is this? What kind of place of worship is this? Where you're looking at a wall. Shouldn't you be praying to something? Maybe these weird statues? Probably not. Kind of let down, this place. Could have made this much bigger. And if you would make this much bigger, then you could make a level out of this one. Where you can go up there and fight a few enemies. There's so much potential in this place, but... Oh, there's a place there. Let's first grab a few things here and there. Tower shield, okay, and a cleric parma, which is a very small shield. And then just some cracked blue eye orbs, which are one-time use basically, compared to the normal blue eye orb.
Transient being. This is no place for one such as you. Be gone. You are not needed.
How rude.
Transient being, nothing has changed. You would never make a knight of the blue, and I have nothing more to say. Be gone. You are not needed. Transient being, you would be gone.
Well, in order for him to speak to you, you need a specific item, which you can obtain by, I think, co-oping. Do a co-op session, help kill a boss, and you get the item, or find it later on in the game. But yeah, right now he won't speak to us. Down here we have PvP, a multiplayer arena system, like they had in Dark Souls 1, just a bit more refined than in Dark Souls 1, but still a bit meh. Which is, you can, I think you need to be in the Covenant for that, and then you can basically search for different modes here. Or is that just 1v1? I can't remember. Who cares? It doesn't matter. I can't do that anyways. For some reason they have split it, or they split this area into two areas. We have the Heide's Tower of Flame, with the ruins and the Tower of Flame bonfires, and then we have the Cathedral of the Blue bonfire. They could have just easily put it on the third, like, card there, would be fine. But maybe they thought this would, this is too confusing. Could be the case. And Lycia's gone already. Isn't that nice? So let's continue in this area. Let's continue down this area here. And look where we are again. We are in the middle of the ocean. Fairly close to the shore. It's not that close, it's quite far away, to be honest. It's not close at all. We're close to these buildings, whatever they are. Look, they have a different architecture to this one, so maybe this is also flooded, this area, but it doesn't look flooded to me. Does it look flooded to you? To me it looks more like they've decided to build stuff on the ocean, or maybe some rock formations there were in the ocean. Somehow, with or without magic. Weird place with weird lighting. No, the item is one further down. Also fairly empty. There's not much here. It's just fairly empty. Like, I wanna talk about the interior, but there's no interior here. It's just path. For some reason, our character or the character's glowing. Like, it's fairly dark in here, but the character's always is glowing like whatever. They start to become... I don't have one, sad. I can't light my torch. But once I light the torch, then all of a sudden there's proper lighting on the character. One of these constructs, don't ask me how they got him through these doorways. Maybe they can jump up here or climb up here. Or they just assembled him over here. It could be the case. What? Oh. No. Oh, yeah, there we go. I don't know that word. What is a... Truche? Is it... I don't know how to pronounce that. It's just your regular consumable that boosts some kind of resistance. But... Old Knight, okay, they're called Old Knight. But it's so weird. It doesn't look like a halberd. It looks like a double-headed axe with a longer handle. Isn't a halberd supposed to have a spike at the end or something, or a hook? This is a polearm, but it's not a halberd. Or is it? I'm not a weapons expert, but isn't a halberd most supposed to look like this, with different types of tools on the end, let's call it? Because this one has a spear, a axe head, and a pick or a hook. Oh no, what am I doing? Keep the sword in that hand. Alright, let's keep on going. Because this area again is just a transition area. At least there are enemies inside, but we don't cover much distance going through here. So we should be... Oh, I haven't tried how deep this is, but are we already underwater, or are we still above water? Fairly dangerous looking enemy, but quite weak. And this one is guarding a Estus Flacon upgrade material, the Sublime Bone Dust, which we can burn in a bonfire to strengthen our Estus Flasks, so that they heal more HP. We are not upping our uses, we can do that by giving the Emerald Herald the shards. But it increases the amount of health we gain. And another elevator. And elevators, I don't care if this one makes sense or not. It already looks like it doesn't make any sense because it's operated by chains coming from the ceiling. So how do you send a signal? By stepping on that pressure plate to the thing that pulls or loosens the chains. Who knows, magic, whatever. But the camera feels a bit different. Because look how the camera acts right now. Just look at the camera. The camera definitely feels different, and I can't tell why that is or how that is. Maybe I can tell after this. And now the camera all of a sudden feels different. Look. Oh, I know. It's not spinning with our character. It stays in place. And it also doesn't... It's not as smooth, maybe, it's more abrupt. It's definitely not spinning with our character, because all of a sudden now, if I walk like this, for example, the camera spins around without me using the right stick. It spins automatically, slightly in the direction I'm walking. Just look at this, I'm walking down this hallway now, and it spins around. That's the thing that is different on the elevators. It's not spinning anymore. Feels kind of strange. But yeah, and now we definitely should be deep enough that we are underwater, right? We should be underwater right now. But are we underwater? Are we really underwater? I mean, this room is a bit flooded. There's a bit of water here and it slows down our character a little bit. And it also coats the character in water. Have a look at the armor right now, the color or the hue. And right now it's a bit darker. And that's not just optic, it also increases. If you have a look at, it increases the fire resistance. I don't know if it's depicted here, but the fire defense, it's probably not depicted here, is it? It's at 150 and lightning is at 151. There, that's more accurate, I think. Fire resistance is at 607 and lightning at 145 right now. I guess I would stay a bit wet for now because this is all water. I don't know how long it takes for the effect to wear off, so let's just keep going for a bit. All of a sudden we have these enemies here again from the other area. And then we also have basilisks back in the game, of course. We already met them at the Things Betwixt. This is also new. This was open in Scholar of the First Sin. Oh, you can see it good at the arms right now. How the water, how our characters wet at certain areas. And how they slowly dry off. And probably one of the strangest soldiers we have, a mastodon knight or soldier, which is basically a elephant person. Cool design, but what's the lore behind them? So this is clearly a not a construct or golem or some sort. This is... Why would you make a golem with a trunk? For what reason? This is clearly a species that exists in this game, which is weird. Alright, this is the knight set. The set that, or part of the things that, what's his name? Can't remember his name. Where's the crestfallen knight dude? Over here we have a door that we finally can't open. We have finally a door that we can't open. Holy shit. I don't mind doors that you can't open. I mind the lack of doors that could have been there to make the place more believable. Well, let's just quickly go through here and see I think Limit Breakers made a video about this at some point for all the Souls games with the water. I mean, water and resistances, how they increase or decrease. Should be any time now. 607, 145. And by the way, we are in a weird cave system now. Like cave, cave part, cave part, cave part. And then it broke through the... Like, I wonder. They probably tunneled from here to this part. Probably not from here to the other part. Or maybe. Which way they tunneled, it's quite unclear. But we are now all of a sudden in a cave system. And this is probably the coolest area in the entire game, in my opinion. Probably. Or maybe I like the gutter as well. That's quite cool as well. But this is a more believable area. Unseen path to Heide. Okay. Now let's quickly have a look at the resistances. Was it at 6? It raised the fire resistance by 300. And reduced the lightning resistance by less than 300, so it's a plus. So you're not trading 1 for 1. So you're trading a bit unevenly. But yeah, this has been Heide's Tower of Flame, and I guess also the Cathedral of Blue. I hope you liked this episode. I enjoyed it quite a bit, and I see you in the next one. Goodbye.